Mrs. Hughes, you work at Cardigan Hall as a housekeeper, that is correct?
Yes.
Now, the purpose of this investigation is to find the perpetrator of the incident, and anything you say may be of great help. Could you tell us your version of events that occurred this weekend?
Well, it's a long story, love. Where would you like me to start?
How about from the time you arrived at the lodge Friday, if you would?
Yes, all right, dear. I arrived at the manor at 7 o'clock, like I always do. Then that gives me time to clean the lounge and the bar area, before then having a nice cup of tea.
Sorry, everything concerning the events in question, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, sorry, I do go on, don't I? But I've only got God to talk to. He doesn't mind me babbling. And if he did, he's too good to do anything about it.
If you wouldn't mind, Mrs. Hughes.
Where was I?
When was the last time you saw him?
Saturday. That's yesterday. Can I help you?
My contact lens rolled under the door.
Oh.
So, before I knew it, my legs were around his shoulders.
Do you mind? People are eating.
Oh, have you noticed those two guests? You know, the guy dressed in a suit and that redhead?
You mean that yummy guy and that girl with gorgeous hair?
Yeah, them? Well, I reckon they've been going at it like rabbits.
Yeah, well, I reckon they're having an affair.
I didn't get a look at their hands. Didn't see if either of them wore a wedding ring.
Yeah, well, affair or no affair, I ain't cleaning their sheets.
Yes!
Oh,
Yes!
oh
Go
yeah,
on.
that's it.
Who's
Oh,
it, Daddy? Go on!
yes,
Go on!
yes.
Go on!
Coming up to the final
Yes!
third on the
Yes!
road.
Yes!
Who's your daddy?
Yes!
Followed by
Yes!
Who Done It? And
Yes!
who's your daddy's
Yes!
pushing on front?
Yes!
He's going,
Yes!
he's going, and who's
Yes!
your daddy wins
Yes!
by 2 lengths.
The next time I saw the gentleman wasn't until earlier today. I thought that room was empty. And that's when I started to think about things and thought I should check up on the girl. Housekeeping. That's when I heard it.
Heard what, Mrs. Hughes? I take it from your previous statement that it wasn't you that contacted the police.
Oh, there was no time for that. I just went straight to confront him.
You do realise that dealing with this yourself was not the best option.
As I say, there wasn't time.
So it was this man who attacked you?
Yes, terrible man. Such a sin to attack an elderly woman.
Would you excuse me, Mrs. Hughes?
Certainly.
So, You've told us, I heard a scream, went to confront the man, saw possible evidence of the red-haired girl's belongings, and ended up hitting my head. Is that correct?
After he pushed me.
For the record, I'm about to read out part of Susan Townsend's statement. Both I and Jack Mason are hotel hygiene inspectors and therefore take samples of any dust or dirt and place them in Petri dishes for testing. I was in the bathroom, heard shouting and ran to see what the matter was. I then saw the cleaning lady lunge and stab Jack in the shoulder with a fork. So what do you make of that, Mrs. Hughes? Are you a religious woman, Mrs. Hughes?
Certainly, I am a Catholic.
You talked of hearing the couple discussing about a possible affair they were having. Did that anger you?
Adultery is a sin.
You found out Jack Mason was married, didn't you? And you knew Susan Townsend wasn't. So when the opportunity came, you found yourself a weapon and you forked him, didn't you? You forked Jack Mason! I just don't understand why, Mrs. Hughes. I know nobody screamed.
Cleaning the room, I couldn't get it out of my head. Oh, why won't this coffee stain come off?
Mrs. Hughes, you're under arrest for grievous bodily harm and attempted murder. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
All sinners will be punished. God's will never cease to be done.